There are rivalries, and then there's Miami, Florida State. I don't need to give you guys a history lesson on that, though. However, my man Dorsey here is going to drop some knowledge on how Florida State won their second straight in the series, fifth straight overall. Dorsey, you know all about rivalry games. Typically, they're hard fought. The offense is going to bring it. The defense is going to bring it. Typically, special teams is oftentimes the factor. Funny thing, though, in this one, for Florida State, it was almost their Achilles heel and biggest asset at the same time. How the heck does that work out?
Yeah, they had some bad plays special teams-wise that could have cost them the game. You know, they had a roughing the punter in the end zone early on in the game. They also had a kickoff return to open the second half for a touchdown that was called back for a holding. On the flip side of that, Miami does a poor job of fielding a punt. Florida State is on Johnny on the spot. They
kind of lucked up a little bit.
Yeah, on a bad decision on the Miami player's part, but they picked it up, convert that into 3 points, and then Greg Reed with an outstanding 83-yard punt return for a touchdown. So it hurt them, but at the end of the day, it saved them too.
Yeah, I bet you wish you could borrow some of that kid's speed. Florida State, you know, the talk of the town pretty much all year long has been their defense, and deservedly so. They got after Ja'Cory Harris on this day and made him revert to his old self a little bit.
They did. You know, it's amazing how quarterbacks change once you put some pressure on them. You know, if guys have all day to sit back in the pocket and throw the ball around, they look outstanding. On the flip side of that, if you put some pressure on somebody, hit them in the mouth a few times, they're going to make some throws that they shouldn't make. And the double, triple coverage and throw the ball to the other team, that's what happened today. Yeah,
talking about Ja'Cory Harris has been playing extremely well here of late. The last two games hadn't thrown a single pick. Through one today, almost two, but one was called back on a roughing the passer. Now, I want to talk about a play that didn't really have any bearing on the outcome of the game, but I think it's worth some discussion. Nigel Bradham ejected for what we thought was a clean hit late in this game on LaRon Byrd. It kind of raises the question. I know that there's an emphasis on player safety, but are the refs too quick to pull the trigger, throwing the flags just when they see a big hit? And is it hurting the game?
In this situation, it was a poor call, and I think the ref was too quick to throw the flag because it was a violent hit. And I think if you look at it live, it looks like there might have been some foul play. But he didn't lead with his helmet. He didn't lunge into the guy. He hit him with his shoulder pad in the midsection. That's a great hit. That's the way the game of football is supposed to be played. When you hit a guy clean like that, number one, he jarred the ball loose. That's his main job. Sure. Number two, the guy got up. You know, if you hit him helmet to helmet in the head, that guy's still asleep on the ground right now. And that's a problem. You know, I have an issue with that, helmet-to-helmet contact. I have an issue with that because guys have long-term cognitive issues when they get hit in the head too often. This was not that. This wasn't the case here. That guy, that was a clean hit, and he shouldn't have been ejected.
Yeah, all for player safety, but, you know, they got to let the guys play. Yeah. All right, Florida State wins their fifth in a row overall. They're rolling. For Dorsey Levens, I'm Kyle Montgomery. We'll catch you next time on the ACC Digital Network.